Hi and welcome to a fun card making video. Today I'm playing with the new collection by Neenah for Spellbinders. This is the Anemone set, die set, and I'm going to cut out the outline using pink cardstock as well as the main design, which is going to give you a very intricate design from white cardstock. So here is what I have after die cutting everything. So the idea is to place one on top of the other, just like so, but before I stick them together, I'm going to do a little bit of ink blending, just to add some extra something on the background so that it's not plain pink. I want to have some variation of color there, which is going to help the flowers to come more to life. For that I'm using raspberry dye ink with my blending brush, and I'm just going to add a little bit at the center. Then I'm using my matte glue at the back to add some dots here and there, and then I'm going to place it on top of the outline, making sure that I align it correctly. Now this is a very intricate design and it is moving. You have to make sure that you align it in the proper place, but I did use matte glue, so even if I have a little bit of a mess, it's not going to show. It's going to disappear completely when it dries, and it's not going to leave any shiny spots. Now just for a little detail for the center of the flowers, I'm going to use gold cardstock, and I'm just going to cut out those tiny little pieces, place them at the center of the flowers, and this way the design of the flowers is more defined, as you can really tell where the center is. And now this flower composition is a lovely focal point to stick on top of a card. However, I'm going to take it a step further today, and I'm going to turn it into a shaker card. That's why I'm using two frames, one inside the other, to cut out a thick frame for my card. And at the back I'm going to add double-sided tape. I'm going to peel it off and stick on top an acetate. As you can see, my acetate is way bigger than it should be, but that's not a problem. I can always use my scissors and cut it to size. Then I need to use thin strips of foam tape at the back again, making sure that they touch each other really nicely, really neatly, so that any shaker mix that I add on my window is not going to fall from any of the gaps. Before I assemble my shaker card, I am going to add a little bit of inking on the edges of this pink cardstock. This is going to be the base underneath my shaker element, like so. So I need to add some kind of variation on the color so that it's not plain pink, and it gives some kind of interest there, just like I did with the flowers. So again, here I'm going tone on tone with raspberry over my pink cardstock. Now just because I have those golden details at the center of my flowers, I went with a golden mix for my window. I'm going to peel off the backing from my foam tape and place that on top of my panel. By the way, this pink panel is slightly larger than the frame and exactly the same size as my card weight. So it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, giving me a little bit of a border. Now for the focal point, I'm going to stick it on top again by using foam tape at the back. And then from the same Neenah's collection, there is another die set only with sentiments, which is called Wonderful Script Sentiments, and I cut out the word hello. There is an outline for that if you like, which I didn't use for this card. And by the way, in this collection you can find the same exact flower composition instead of dies to use with your glimmer machine and add lovely foil details. I went only with the dies today, but there is an option both for the flower composition as well as the set with the sentiments. So all I have to do now is to stick this panel on top of a standard card that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and here are some close-up photos on the finished project. Such a gorgeous card and so easy to put together. Links to everything I used can be found down below, just like always. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you all next time.